During the recording.
All right, good morning and welcome to San Juan County Council's Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020 meeting. I will now call the meeting order. If we could all stand. And Ingrid, could you lead us in the flag?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, thank you very much. So real quick, I'd just like to acknowledge that we reside on the ancestral lands and waters of the Coast Salish people who have taken care of these islands since time immemorial. Thank you very much. One quick for council, here just changed the agenda. Change, Mr. Stevens. We have modified the agenda to move the COVID-19 emergency response update after the resolution regarding the CODAN information because it was more tied to the public hearing with the bonding. So we just thought that made a little bit more sense. Is that okay with you?
So it's just going after number 2, is that right?
Yeah, we just switched. The COVID is right after number 2 in between 3.
Okay.
And sorry about that. We were just trying to make it a little bit easier for some of the folks on the phone.
Nope, that's fine.
All right. Have you guys had an opportunity to look at the minutes?
Yes.
I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes for the San Juan County Council meeting of June 16, 2020.
Second.
Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Call meeting order if we could. Are you on your phone? If you could please mute your line. All right, thank you very much. So, real quick, the COVID-19 emergency response update after the resolution regarding the.
We're hearing the live stream on you, which is 10 seconds below.
I'm muting you.
Thank you.
Sorry, hold on. Okay, so all those in favor, we have a motion and a second for approval of the minutes for Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. My apologies. Any comments?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Hold on one second. For everyone who is on the line, if you could please mute your line or turn off the volume on the live stream, please. I think I have everyone muted. All right. Thank you. My apologies to both of you for the delay. Have we had an opportunity to look at the consent agenda?
Yep.
So I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the consent agenda for the San Juan County Council meeting of Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Any questions? Comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you very much. Mr. Stevens, I would assume the letter from the National Monument Advisory Committee is from you. I've read it. I think it's great. My only question, well, actually no questions. Mr. Watson, you have any questions?
Nope.
Mr. Stevens, would you like to speak about it at all? Or I think we're pretty aware of this subject, but the floor is yours if you'd like it.
Well, before I'd done it, we had talked about it, and I had mentioned it previously, but I just, the more I dug into the federal code that covers advisory councils, there's 3 different categories, and they pretty much don't have any representation in the 3rd category. And I just think it's, there were qualified applicants, more than one qualified applicant from both the tribes and from local government. And I just think it's important that before the record of decision is done, that we try to get representation. It might go nowhere, but at least we will have voiced our opinion on it.
So, Mr. Stevens, just so you know that my favorite port commissioner was declined in her application.
She was one of the other local government applicants, qualified local government applicants. So.
She was explicitly declined.
So. Okay. So, Mr. Stevens, real quick, I'm sure you're aware of this. When I was back in D.C., which seems like a year ago, but in beginning of March, I was in a meeting with the Colorado delegation and Department of Interior, and I did again for the 5th time ask the same gentleman who we've met at NACO to please approve our appointments as soon as possible.
Well, we did get 3 appointments made. It's just they left out 2 important categories.
Okay. Do you need a motion, or we can just sign it? I mean, I fully support it.
It'd probably be good if we had a motion that it's coming from all 3 of us.
All right. I would entertain a motion for approval of the San Juan National Monument Advisory Committee appointment letter as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the San Juan Island National Monument Advisory Committee appointment. Any questions? Mr. Stevens, I just say thank you very much. I know you're on the committee, but I really appreciate all the time and effort you put forth to make this happen, so thank you very much. Mr. Stevens, do you have anything to say on this?
No.
That would be, sorry, Mr. Stevens, one more time.
Oh, I just said I am no longer on the advisory committee. My term expired, and like I said, they didn't appoint anybody to that position.
So were you one of those who was not appointed?
I was not appointed. They declined my application.
Okay, well, that's not very good. So how do we have representation? Are you going to submit it again?
Well, that's why we're writing the letter, is to get them to reconsider those applications.
All right.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's the reason for the letter. That's the issue.
Got it. Fair enough. All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, I get a little distracted when we hear sound on the background. Right. So
It's just as bad on this end.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Plus, you have to listen to me all day. All righty. So, any other changes to the agenda? Mr. Stevens, we'll get to this later on today. There was a request to get letters from EPRC and Deer Harbor Planning Review Committee. I have seen them. I cannot find them, and Sue no longer works with the organization. So at some point, we'll talk about that, but I just want to give you a heads up in advance.
Okay.
All right, so I have a bunch of people online, and I'm going to go through and read phone numbers, and if you can, please, I will unmute you, and then do your best to keep yourself muted when you are finished. I will time for 3 minutes. If you could please state your name and which island you're from, and let me get the stopwatch going. All right, so the first person is 378-7689. Would you like to speak? We'll come back to you. See if you're muted. I'm going to mute you now. The next, Abby Anderson guest. I will unmute you. Abby, are you there?
Yeah.
Would you like to public?
Yes, San Juan Island, just here to listen.
All right, thank you very much. I have Alan Smith. Alan, are you for the later on, or would you have any comment at this point?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Hughes. I'm just listening in and here for the later agenda item. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
should make a point about it's not for comments for public hearing.
Sorry, yes. At this point, I'm taking public comment, but not for the public hearing. If you have, there will be another time to talk about the public hearing regarding to adopt a limited tax general obligation bond ordinance. So please hold those comments for that point. Cynthia Weed. Can you hear me? Do you have any comments?
I can hear you. This is Cynthia Weed. I wish I were from one of the San Juan Islands, but I'm your bond counsel and I'm here for the bond ordinance. And I'm ready to answer any questions later.
Great, thank you. This is so much fun. Duncan Wilson from the town, do you have any comments or are you just listening? Steve Hauschbach from the town, are you just listening or do you have any comments?
No comments, just listening in, and thank you for your work.
All right, thanks, Steve. John from the EDC, John Gomez, I assume you're just listening, correct? Yes. Okay, Lance Evans from the chamber, are you listening or do you have public comment? Peter Lane, are you just listening in or want to provide?
Hi, Pete Lane, just San Juan Island, just listening today. Thank you.
Thank you. I have next is Gregory Lewis. Are you listening or just have public comment?
Just listening today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I have Lisa Gard. Lisa Gard, do you have public comment or are you just listening? Right. Next, I have Maggie Marshall.
Hi, this is Maggie Marshall. I'm from PFM. We are financial advisors to the county, also here for questions related to the bond ordinance.
Great, thank you very much. Rick Felt would be for the... Rick, hi, do you have a comment or are you here for the Codan discussion?
Yes, sir, here for the Codan discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have a phone number 360-378-3277.
Hi, Rick and all. It's Deborah from the Visitors Bureau. I'm just listening to the COVID report, but also wanted to thank you all for listening to your island communities and including your business communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah Farish, do you have public comment or are you just listening? All right. Tamara Nelson, are you listening or do you have any public comment?
Just listening, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Tom Diller, I assume you're here as a member of the trust. Do you have a question, council, or are you just listening?
This is Tom Diller from Lopez Island Resort, and listening to the COVID discussion in particular, and just want to make a brief comment that thank you for Dr. James and the council opening up for phase 2. We're looking forward to phase 3. All of the operations I know in the lodging industry that we've been in contact with are already practicing, safe COVID habits and continuing to monitor how we do. And for the sake of the employees and the local economy, hopefully, please, we can open up to phase 3 as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Phone number 360-378-2810. It says Town of Friday Harbor. I'm not sure if you're listening or have a comment.
This is Duncan, I think, if you're back to me again.
Well, you're calling in twice, Duncan. All right,
No,
thanks. We'll get back to you. I have a wireless caller, 360-303-7436. Whoa. Do you have a comment?
Hi, it's Dr. James, and I'm in transit, so I'm on my phone rather than the computer.